Good evening, everyone. I'm Antonio Day with Tuesday's edition of the Regional News, starting off with news in South America. Mining in Peru's northern district of Pataz will be suspended for 30 days, President Dina Boluarte said yesterday after 13 gold mine workers in the area were kidnapped and killed by illegal miners. Peru's government also plans to set up a military base and implement a curfew lasting from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the district. On Sunday, Miner Poderosa said the bodies of 13 workers from a local firm, R&R, which held a mining contract with Poderosa, had been recovered by police after they were kidnapped last month. And I quote, "The armed forces will take control of the area where Poderosa operates," Boluarte said, but did not provide details on how the mining pause would work. Continuing, "We are clarifying the issue," Poderosa's manager of corporate affairs told Reuters, adding that the suspension should only apply to informal miners. Peru is the third largest copper producer with deposits mainly in the south. While gold and silver are mined in the north, Poderosa alleged that nearly 40 people, including contractors and artisanal miners, have been killed recently in Pataz at the hands of criminal gangs. Since 2020, illegal miners have taken over several areas under Poderosa's control. The area had already been under a state of emergency with heavy police and military presence due to prior attacks on Poderosa's mining operations. Peru's Mining and Energy Minister Jorge Montoro said that a 30-day pause could be extended. Antigua and Barbuda on Monday observed Labor Day with a senior trade unionist demanding an increase in the national minimum wage. While that demand was made, Prime Minister Gaston Brown has pledged to raise the minimum wage and finalize a new collective bargaining agreement by next year. General Secretary of the Antigua and Barbuda Workers Union, ABWU, told a labor rally that the national minimum wage could be increased to $13.50 EC per hour, citing spiraling inflation and the economic strain on working class families. And I quote, "Our cost of living is choking the working class," Senator David Messiah told the rally, criticizing the government's failure to act decisively on inflation. He said that the Consumer Price Index, CPI, had risen to 7.1% in the past year, as evidence of worsening conditions for ordinary citizens. Messiah, who is also an opposition legislator, said that the current minimum wage of $9 EC per hour was insufficient and outdated, noting that in such neighboring countries such as Barbados and St. Kitts and Nevis, the figure was higher. He is also calling for the creation of a severance protection fund, the amendment of the labor code, the establishment of the National Health and Safety Policy, and the formation of a tripartite committee involving government, employers, and unions to jointly assess the country's economic challenges. And finally, in Trinidad and Tobago, the Energy Chamber of Trinidad and Tobago on Monday said it has taken note of the new government's statements on the possibility of securing gas resources in Grenada. The chamber in a statement said, and I quote, "Gas was discovered in the waters between Grenada and Trinidad in 2017 with the Nutmeg well, but there has been very limited information about the find since then. When the field was being explored, all of the support services for the program were staged through Trinidad with the active involvement of Energy Chamber member companies in the services sector," unquote. It is said if the field can be economically developed, there will be an excellent opportunity to export gas into the Trinidad gas network through existing infrastructure. Last weekend, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar gave the biggest hint that her administration, unlike the previous People's National Movement (PNM) governments, would not be putting a lot of emphasis on the Dragon Field project with Venezuela. Last month, the United States government revoked the Office of Foreign Assets Control (OFAC) license granted to Trinidad and Tobago to allow Shell, the national gas company, and contractors to explore, produce, and export natural gas from the Venezuelan Dragon gas field. The license, valid until October 31, 2025, allows Trinidad and Tobago to pay for gas in different currencies and through humanitarian measures. On December 21st, 2023, they also obtained a 30-year exploration and production license from Venezuela for the Dragon gas field. Thank you for watching. I am Antonio Day.